I'm in the house. I am in the house. It's time again for the Big Time Show. I'm in the building, y'all. What's going on tonight? I finally am able to come on my regular time. Of course, it's Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. What is going on tonight? Listen, I hope you guys have had a great Monday evening. Hope that you guys would share. Not on my... What is going on here? Okay. I am on. Okay. I'm just making sure. All right. Just making sure I'm on all my spots here. I'm right. There we go. I'm good now. What's going on? Welcome to the Big Time Show that's being seen and heard live everywhere as we speak. Let me put myself not looking right. Is this too much? Yes, that's way too much. It's too much Big Time. Okay. Yep. Sorry about that. Hey. What's going on tonight? Let me go and take this off. It's better. I'm in the building. Welcome to the Big Time Show. I'm just happy to be here on my regular time. My son finally is giving me the night off. I can come to you at this regular time for a little content that is with the Dallas Cowboys. What is going on? I hope that you guys will share as you come in. Hit that like button if you don't mind. please do that. The more you do that, the more that helps the show out. It helps us to be seen in other places that we normally are not. If you hit that like button, that's how you can help your boy out here. I would very much appreciate it. Listen, if you want to contribute to the podcast, you can by simply using those stars. If you're on Facebook, you can use the super chat button. If you are on YouTube, if you need the Cash App, if you choose to do it that way, you can. At $, the Big Time Show. $, the Big Time Show. You can do that as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it up there. A lot of y'all be asking, but just never know. There it is. There at the bottom for you if you want to. It's not a requirement. I would appreciate it if you did. If you don't, I would appreciate that. Hey, it's not a big deal. I'm just glad to have a few of my people that will come and hang with your boy just for a little bit. Let me speak to everybody. I'm sharing. That's the reason why I'm not looking at some of you. And let's see what we can do about this on tonight. All right, what's up? Let me see. What's up? Oh, God, I didn't do that. That Mr. Brownlee. What's up? How you doing? I didn't have the overlay on at first. Now I do have it on. That's why Daryl is there. Those of you that are on Twitter, let me say yes. I got people on Twitter. What's going on? Everybody on Twitter land. Appreciate you guys popping in on me. If you can, why don't you share on Twitter? Share it to some Cowboy fans and haters. That would be very, 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 very nice. Let me finish sharing out. I got so many channels that I need to share this to, that it takes a while for me to do it. There's so many. I'm here. Y'all put in what y'all want. It's kind of a freestyle type show, but I do want to talk about the running back room, and I guess essentially the running game tonight. Once I finally get settled, we can do all of that in just a moment. But in the meantime, you can put down what you want, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some of it, or we can discuss it for sure, and we'll be able to get there. We'll see if I can get my brothers in here. A lot of my brothers they may be on right now. I don't know. It's usually the time that I do. It's been a while, but I'm going to share it with them. When I say them, I'm talking about the DC universe. Y'all know them guys, don't you? Y'all know us. Y'all know us, right? We loaded. Let's see if we can get my brothers in here. See if I can get my brothers in here. I don't want that. I just messed up. Y'all forgive me. What's up? What's up, Marlon? I see you. Knockout. How you doing? What's going on? We about to talk in just a second. Give me a moment. I know it's kind of raggedy, but when you're trying to share content, you got to do your business like this. So this is how I'm doing it for right now. Let's see here. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get my stuff together. Put down what y'all want to talk about. Okay, there we go. 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 Now let's do it. See if I can get some of my brothers in here come hang with me real quick. See if I can do that. Let's see if I can do that. Here we go. All right. Oh, wow. I got whoever you are, Holy Land. Oh man, Holy Land. Man, what a name you got to be talking so much nonsense. First of all, I am a human being such as you are. Savagery. How can you call me a savage? You don't even know me. But I can tell by your comments you are a racist and you are very misinformed. But I tell you what you can do, because I don't even entertain disrespect like you, Holy Land. I'm ashamed to even call you that. But I'll give you the last few moments and I will block you as of right now. So goodbye. Yeah, see, that's how you do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that kind of stuff. We don't do trade. I don't do disrespect. I don't mind people coming on here, but I don't do no disrespect. But that's all the kind of stuff I'm gonna talk about here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for popping in on me. Let's go ahead and go to work real quick. All right. Stuff that you already know, but I just want to see where everybody's head is. It's obvious to me, based off the draft, based off free agency, that okay, I see, Chris. Well, they on 7 o'clock is my time. I think they came on a little early, so it's all good. In this content creator world, you got to get on where you can, and whosoever will, let them come. It's just that simple. Shane, how you doing? Chris, what's going on? Yes. Shane asked the question, did I see Coach Schottenheimer move Michael's locker next to Dax? I think it's a good sign. Yeah, I do. In a lot of different ways. I came on yesterday and talked about the same thing. I think it's gonna add a little more sizzle to practice, because Dak will be going against Michael Parsons, in a little 7-on-7 drill or whatever. Simulated practice that gives room for a lot of trash talk, a lot of competition. I love it. Want the competition. I like it from that end. I think from another angle, you can say that Coach Schottenheimer, you can almost look at it as if it's a president and vice president type deal, where you put the two, biggest dogs pretty much on the team, put them side by side. Everything runs through both of them. I believe that when Dak Prescott, even though he does most of his press conferences, on a platform, you do notice that Michael Parsons does a lot of his interviews from the locker room. Well, could be a possibility Dak is there. You can possibly see some camaraderie there. You can see that as well. It's a lot of different ways you can go with this thing. It's a lot of different ways. And so, do I like it? Yes. It's something different. It's the details of what Schottenheimer thinks makes up a good team. This falls into the category of, small details, trying to bring camaraderie. He changed everything around. I don't know who, like Marlon just said in there, the question is who's beside them, the both of them. Does he do something like a little hierarchy? Maybe he's setting up, maybe he put all the captains together. Who knows? But I like what he's doing. I don't have no problem with it. Does that translate to the field? We don't know. But if you know anything about a locker room, all of this means something. It really is. I almost want to say the vice. There's an argument that can be made that Dak and Mike are the two best players on the team. I don't think so, but you can make an argument that. But one thing I will say, they will probably be the two highest paid. You'll have the highest paid offensive player in the league and the highest paid, soon as Michael get his contract done, you will have the highest paid defensive player in the league, or dang near the highest paid player. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. Only Schottenheimer knows the method, as he said in his press conference, the method to his madness. It's a reason why he did it, and we'll see if, whatever he's thinking about, maybe, maybe it come about. But I personally like it. Hope I answered your question on that. The running back. It's obvious that Cowboys want to run the ball. I think it's obvious now. I think it is without question that they want to, make a concerted effort at least to run the football. You can tell that. The question is, with who? What I need everybody to do, if you don't mind, I need you to make up your own depth chart of the running back room. I need you to make up the depth chart. And now we know who all the players are. We know who all the players are. I need you to make it up. You have Javonte Williams. You have Miles Sanders as of now. These are all the running backs as of now. You got Deuce Vaughn. You got Hunter Lemke. You got Blue. You got Phil. Forgive me if I mispronounce the name, Mafia or whatever. Those are 5 running backs. If there is some more, get that off. Static. Yeah. So you have all these guys here, and the Cowboys are not carrying in a game. It won't be no 5 running backs. Probably be 3 on a game day. So I'll make it easy. First of all, let's get the obvious out the way. Let's answer it real easy. I have my answer, but I want to hear from you. Does Deuce Vaughn make this team this year? Put it in the chat, yes or no. Does Deuce Vaughn make this team this year? So we can eliminate some of the easy stuff. Based off what you've seen, based off of the moves that the Cowboys have made, whether it's draft or free agency, does Deuce Vaughn make this team? Yes or no? Darryl Brownlee, I see you. Okay. See Darryl. Darryl say he shouldn't. Need some more on that. Does Deuce Vaughn make this team, y'all? Chris says no. Because, some of the guys if the guys that you say are making the team, it's the possibility, of course, that, some of them are going to be on the practice squad. So you're talking about maybe keeping 4. You're not keeping all 5. And then any other running backs that we may acquire, those are just for camp bodies, It's just as simple. For instance, Darryl says Miles Sanders is number 1 on the depth chart. Well, Miles, he ain't gonna get a lot of work in preseason. You know that. If he was the number 1 guy. On that note, whoever's the number 1 guy, they're not gonna get a lot of work. And if you are a number 2, we all know the Cowboys. Now, I will say this, and I'm gonna have to take that back because of the new coaching staff. Uh, the last few years with McCarthy, the starters didn't play at all in the preseason. Nobody. Nobody. Y'all know that. I don't know how Coach Schottenheimer is going to handle this. I have no clue. Don't know how he's going to do it. Don't know. So that's a guess. Darryl says I choose Miles Sanders because of his veteran status. I can't even argue, Darryl. I don't think me personally, I think he's in a battle for making the team, to be honest with you. A lot of people are saying that he's not what he was. I think he's valuable in some areas, but be the number one running back, I don't know. It's going to be a running back by committee anyway. I think we all know that. But the question is, who's the lead dog? You say Deuce will have Shane say Deuce will have a chance, but it's up to him to make the team. But check it out though, Shane. I think Deuce will be your preseason running back. That will be his chance because I personally don't think if you're saying Miles Sanders or Javonte Williams, I don't think they play at all in the preseason. Not too much. Because they're trying to preserve them if there's really some plans for them. I don't think that Blue will get a lot of work in preseason games. I feel the kid from Clemson, I think that he has a chance to make the team, but I think he's also going to get a lot of work in the preseason. I think Deuce and that guy might be your preseason guys. I think that. And then on the final cut, they'll let Deuce go. Y'all excuse me for a second. See, when you got older running backs, you got to factor that in. So I'm not sure about Sanders and Javonte Williams, especially since both of them are coming off, injuries. You know how they go. So I'm not quite sure about that. What's up, Al? Appreciate you popping in with me. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's see. I need to see some of your Mafia Hunter Miles Williams. Yeah, I think Miles, I'm not sure about Miles. What I asked for is the running depth chart. That's what I want to see. I want to see what you guys are thinking. Name me your running back depth chart for the Cowboys right now. The Hunter Lemke is, Hunter Lemke will not be considered not a tailback. But Lemke is very valuable. He's very valuable. Hunter Lemke is very, very extremely valuable to what we do. And I think that he has a chance to make the team. So, that's just my guess. But if that is right, what I'm saying, that's a spot for the running backs. The Cowboys carry, they may carry 3 to 4 running backs. That's it. So if Lemke is an automatic, and I'd really, to be honest, matter of fact, y'all put it in there. Do y'all think that Lemke is an automatic guy that's going to get a spot on this team? Because if he does, that's a spot that's gone. I think we got to look at that. I think we got to look at that. I mean, that you got to factor that in. Just think about that for a minute. If Hunter Lemke is an automatic guy, then you really only have, on a game day, you might have 3 running backs that you might carry. That's it. So you really got to think of who are those 3. Seriously. Okay, Al says Lemke is gone. I think Lemke too valuable for him to be gone. That's just me. I don't want Lemke gone. That's what we love talking about weapons. Lemke is a weapon. Can catch the ball out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? He can line up on the tight end position. I think he could be considered a weapon. Al say we don't need him. For what we do, you can say that because the fullback is not featured, but that don't mean that he can't be. And then the wild card is that we haven't, hey Jerry, appreciate you popping in on. We really don't know how Schottenheimer is going to do this. The Schottenheimer used does he use the fullback? I mean, does he? I mean, we don't know. You have to go back and look at his Seattle days and see, how did he use the fullback? Or did he really even have one that was worth featuring? I think Lemke is a weapon. We just didn't take advantage of it. We didn't do it. We didn't do it at all. I'm just playing the hypothetical, y'all. If Lemke is a guy who we choose to keep, if Lemke is a guy that is going to be on the, a guy that we keep, on this roster for game day, because if he's kept on the roster, he will take up one of those running back spots. So if that is the case, you're going to only have 3 running back slots that's open. I think we got to take advantage. I think you got to think about that. So let's just play that game. If Lemke is on this team, everybody say, help me real quick. If Lemke is on the roster and he's one of your running backs on game day, then who are your other? That's if Schottenheimer carries 3. Who are your other 3 running backs? Who are your other 3 running backs? That's your question. That's my question. I see Daryl. Daryl said my 3 is Blue, Mafia, and Lemke. I think they're gonna keep Javonte Williams though, Daryl. See, somebody got to hit that practice squad. I don't think Blue I think they're gonna have plans for Blue. I can see the Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard effect, thunder and lightning. Got a whole lot of thunder on this team. Big guys. I think Miles Sanders and Blue would be considered your lightning, sudden type guys. You got a lot of hammerheads, between as of now, Javonte Williams. I think Lemke could be considered one. The kid that we just drafted from Clemson, Phil, he's a hammerhead. That is a fast guy too. I think I already said Javonte Williams. Deuce is a Appreciate you, Rodney. How you doing, sir? Tommy, what's up, man? I see you. Deuce Vaughn, even though I don't think he's gonna make this team, he would be considered a lightning type back as well. See, to be honest with you, the only way Deuce really makes this team is unless they cut Miles Sanders. This is really his only chance. If they keep Miles Sanders, Deuce is gone. I don't think there's no way. I personally don't think Deuce is going to make the team. But at the same time, I'm hearing that Miles Sanders is not all that. He's, lost something. Yeah, Brian, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to call out who the lead dog going to be. Not that they're going to carry the ball 25 times or something like that. That ain't what we're talking about. What we're talking about is if it's going to be a committee, somebody has to be the lead dog of the group. Tommy says they're keeping Miles Sanders. If that is the case, you can say goodbye to Deuce. Because they're almost like the same players, but Miles, of course, is more of a veteran running back. Chris says Mafia, Blue, Hunter, and Williams. That's a very young group, Chris. Rodney said, I think Deuce is out regardless. That's what I think. But, I mean, how we really gonna know? I'm saying all this stuff got to be factored in, y'all. How are we really gonna know what Miles Sanders really is when in practice, they're not gonna really go at him? So whenever we do these, when we have practices in training camp with other teams, that might be you might find out, but they're not gonna make Miles Sanders go, take shots and all that type of stuff. That's not gonna happen. Really, none of the running backs, to be honest with you. The preseason games, Miles Sanders is not gonna play in the preseason game if he's on his team. I mean, I can't see it unless he's in a battle. I think Deuce Vaughn, that would be that. Look, if you ever want to know if Deuce is gonna make it, keep in mind they got to keep 90 players for a while, and a lot of those are at the midst of the preseason schedule. Deuce Vaughn will have his chance, but it's going to be in those preseason games. Because, look, let's be honest. As you go down the list, I don't think Miles is going to play. I don't think Javonte Williams, who's coming off of ACL, they're not going to ruin that. So that's two guys gone. Blue is a rookie. I can't see Blue playing in preseason. So I really believe that Hunter Lemke and Deuce Vaughn and maybe Field, the guy that was drafted from Clemson, those three guys might be your preseason running backs. I don't see Blue playing. I believe there are significant plans for him. I believe there are major plans for Blue, so they're not going to risk that in training camp as far as preseason games go. That's how you'll know who they value in the preseason, because historically, well, I ain't gonna say historically, the Mike McCarthy era, the starters did not play at all. That would tell you what they think of Blue. I don't know if Schottenheimer's gonna be the same way or not. I'm just saying this is the way that the Cowboys have done things for the last, past 8, 9, 10 years. I think they're going to do the same thing, and that will give you your clue on what they think about the running backs. If they're playing in the preseason, those are the guys that are fighting for a job. Somebody got to go to the practice squad. Shane says, do you think Deuce size will help him running behind Booker? Yeah. Right behind all of them. I mean, he's so small and he's strong too. It's just that dudes have really never had the real chance to play with, the starting running backs. He's never had it. So we've seen how dudes have performed in preseason games, and he's done well. The only problem with that is that although Deuce has done well in preseason games, it's been against guys who work at Cracker Jack and Toys R Us, and who just changed oil on cars, and they know they getting cut too. So it's kind of hard to judge what Deuce has done. Well, he's done well, and then of course on the game day, even though there's been some games that he is dressed, he has not played. So, it's kind of hard to see what Deuce really can do against, top competition. I like him. I just don't think that he's going to be the guy. I'm just trying. I don't know. I mean, I guess I tried to check a little bit, but I just don't see him. I'm just telling the truth. Had the guys that Deuce went against, they in the UFL. Some of them in the UFL. Some of them in the CFL. Some of them are work back in, working their jobs that they had before. Some of them playing arena ball. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Duke showed out against those guys. Never got the chance against somebody else. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, y'all. Hold on a second again. Y'all gotta forgive me. My sinus is just killing me. So forgive me for that. It's gonna be hard to. One thing I will give Coach Schottenheimer for, like I did yesterday. One thing that I think we all can agree on is that the running back room is gonna be competitive. That's what he said. That's what he wanted. It's gonna be competitive. That's what it is. Are we signing Cooper? Amari Cooper? I don't know, Tommy. But if you had to ask me and I had to make a choice, I would say no. Chris says to me he's a wildcat back. Who you talking about? Deuce Vaughn? Wildcat is too easy to diagnose. And then because he's so small, if he get hit inside, he gonna go down. He's strong, but his size might hurt him. And when you look at the size backs that we have, those just don't fit. Miles Sanders is even a little bit bigger than that. He's a little bit bigger than that. Darryl says, I like Trayshawn Holden. Practice squad guy. I like him too, but, one thing about the running back room and the wide receiver room, it is crowded. It's going to be hard for a guy like Holden to stand out against guys that are pretty much already established. It's going to be hard. So that's why I don't think we're going to run it, though. I think the Cowboys are still going to pass a lot, but I think that the difference is that we're going to run it when we want to run it. I think that's the definition of it. I don't think we're going to be a grinded out running team like everybody thinking we are. But I believe that when we want to run it, we can. I think that's what it's going to be. Then the trailer said, I want Keenan Allen. That'd be a great pickup for us. Amari Cooper would be a great pickup. But, forgive me for being a little old fashioned, but I don't get excited about names, especially guys that have names. The Cowboys never signed them. They throw, out. What you need to learn is that the fan base and the media call out these big names. The Cowboys never even knock at the door. It was the media that said Derrick Henry to Dallas. It was the fan base that begged for Derrick Henry to come to Dallas. Cowboys didn't even make the phone call. It made perfect sense. But the Cowboys didn't even make the call. It made perfect sense a few years ago that Bobby Wagner, the all-pro linebacker, could come to Dallas. The media said Bobby Wagner. The media said, the ESPN said, man, he's a perfect fit. He played with Dan Quinn. He's a perfect fit. He was a perfect fit. But the Cowboys just brought him in for an interview. Didn't even offer him a contract. In other words, what we think, y'all should know by now. The Cowboys don't think that way. Earl Thomas a few years ago made perfect sense. Dallas Cowboys, the man just said that, Earl Thomas was there. Earl Thomas came, begged to be on the team. Y'all remember that? Ran up behind Jason Garrett. Earl Thomas said, come get me. All that type of stuff. Y'all remember that? They didn't even do nothing with Earl Thomas. They didn't even call him. The list goes on and on of people that, there you go, Daryl. Jamal Adams made it perfect. That everybody that associates Jamal Adams with the Cowboys. Everybody. ESPN, Fox, fan base. Jerry and Steven didn't even think about it. So when you say an Amari Cooper or a Keenan Allen, I let everybody else get excited about that. I let everybody else prove why they, and I'm not saying these guys are not solutions. Of course it would help the Cowboys, without a doubt. But when you've been around and been following this team for as long as you have, you kind of figure out the pattern of Jerry and Steven. Y'all know what time it is, y'all. Y'all know we don't do stuff like that. So I'm at the point. I'm at the point where I believe it when I see it. When we sign it, I'll be to say, okay, all right, it makes sense. But the Cowboys, that I said on yesterday's show, listen, y'all, Jerry has said it already. He's been saying it since last year. They believe in Mingo, Jonathan Mingo. On day 2 of the draft, the first thing that Jerry said, after we made our 3rd round pick and we didn't have a 4th round pick, the first thing, go back and look at the press conference. Jerry said, with the 4th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Jonathan Mingo. And they said, we don't really know what Mingo is. He hadn't played with Dak Prescott. It's not a lie, it's the truth, but they believe in Mingo. I will show you the main reason, as I said on yesterday. The main reason why you know that they believe in Jonathan Mingo is look how they attacked the draft. with wide receiver. They didn't draft a wide receiver. They got a wide receiver with undrafted free agents after the draft. They haven't. They didn't draft a wide receiver. Let's show you what they're thinking. That shows you what they're thinking. If it was such a great need, they would at least draft a receiver in the 5th round, 6th round, something like that. They would have. They would have. Y'all know it's the truth. So I don't know why everybody thinking that, they could have got younger, and there was some good wide receivers in that pass. The front four that everybody talked about. It was still some good wide receivers in there. It was. Real good wide receivers. That could have made a difference and got young. They didn't even draft nobody. They had a plan, obviously, that they're going to pick undrafted free agents and go with that. See what I'm saying? So, when you start talking about Keenan Allen, when you start talking about Miles Sanders, not Miles Sanders, Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper, look, I don't think so. And then check this out. A lot of y'all are talking about Keenan Allen and then talking about Amari Cooper. Well, let's use common sense, y'all. How many of those guys really participate in training camp? Those older veterans don't want to do training camp. I wouldn't be surprised if Keenan Allen, for instance, doesn't sign until maybe week 3 of training camp. Excuse me. Yeah, Shane, don't forget about that. That's just filling out rosters, though. Shane is right, though. The Cowboys always got to hold a spot for somebody from the UFL. They live there, and they hit jackpot. The USFL was the year they got Kevontae Turpin, the MVP of the USFL. He's now all-pro kick returner, so you can say they hit on that. Then, of course, the great Brandon Aubrey, who's the best kicker in the league, period, since he walked in, day one. So they've hit the jackpot on the UFL and the USFL. It's the UFL now, but previous to the UFL was the Kevontae Turpin came out, the USFL. So they believe in going down there to get that. So that's gonna be they trying to find a gem out of that. So I just don't see it, man. There's a lot of these guys' names that we're excited about from the draft gonna be, practice squad guys. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying some guys gonna be there. But one thing about Coach Schottenheimer, I'm gonna say this again. They have developed a lot of competition in a lot of key areas. And for tonight's discussion, obviously, the running back room, it's just like I asked y'all for the depth chart. Everybody so far that commented is different. Everybody's different. Because you really don't know who the lead dog is. You really don't know. I don't know. It won't be Blue. I don't think they'll give it to him like that. I think he'll be a big part of it. I think Blue will be a big part of the running game. I do. I don't think he'll be the lead dog, though. I don't know who it's going to be. Clayton Adams, we got some clues. Clayton Adams, the offensive coordinator, who was the offensive coordinator the running back, the offensive line for the Arizona Cardinals. Look at the running backs that he had. All of them were big and fast, except Connor. He like big backs. So if he like big backs, then okay, look at our roster. You tell me who fits that bill. Small backs. Even Brian Schottenheimer at Seattle, he liked big backs. Marshawn Lynch, Penny, Carbonet, big backs. If that is the case, Deuce Vaughn might be in some serious trouble. Miles Sanders may be in trouble. I think you're going to do both, Darryl. Both. I believe it's going to be a thunder and lightning approach. Thunder and lightning. You got to have one that can brutally hit people, punish guys. That's where Javonte Williams may come into play. That's where Hunter Lemke may come into play. That's where a field guy, that guy from Clemson, may come into play. And he's both. He's big and fast. Blue is surprisingly strong, and Lord knows he's quick. I'm saying it's gonna be both. I just don't see Deuce making the team, y'all. The more I keep talking, the more I just can't. I can't see it. The only way Deuce makes his team, God forbid, if somebody gets hurt. It's the only way. Only way. All right. Appreciate all you guys, man, hanging with me. Hope you enjoyed my little soliloquy. I'm going to take some medicine. I am stuffed. I appreciate all you guys hanging with me. It's good to be back on Monday night. I don't know if I'll be able to do it next week, but I took advantage of the time that I had now. Appreciate all you guys. If you need some more, I believe Boss is getting ready to come on in about 8 minutes. Y'all go hang with him. We'll see you the next time. Listen, keep the notifications on. I come on, because of my schedule. I come on at crazy times. Most of you know I do the ride where it's early in the morning as I drive in to work. A lot of you can't do that, of course. You ain't about to wake up in the morning and listen to no content. But that is somewhere between the hours of, 7 in the morning to 6:45 to 7. And you'll be surprised I have a nice crowd for that. So maybe as you get to work, maybe you can have the notifications on. You come hang with me then. We'll talk Cowboy talk then. Then, of course, at some point, Saturdays, I'll be with you. Can't really do that because my son plays ball, as you know, AU basketball. And when they have tournament games, that lasts all day. So they had one this Saturday. Oh, hush, Darryl. See, you would mess it up. Oh, no way, Chris. Cavante Turpin will not be. They're gonna give all chances to Mango. We just have to see exactly what they say. Mango with Dak. Nobody really knows what they look like. So that's what they're banking on. We'll see. It won't be Turpin, though. No, sir. Turpin got to get past Tolbert before, get to that. Turpin might be your fourth receiver right now. Maybe. And I don't think he's going to be the fourth receiver. Because you got some guys that they done picked up that's nasty. All right, there you go. That's how it go. All right. Y'all guys take it easy, man. I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all for hanging. And we'll see you again. All right. Y'all go check out my brother Boss Cowboy in another couple of minutes or so. All right. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only. I'm out of here. The big time Show.